Yo, Drew, and welcome back to the channel. Today, the ratings are officially out. I don't know if they're released or what they're leaked, wherever they are, but these are the ratings for FC 25. We're going to be going through them and more importantly, picking out some gems for our ultimate team, especially early on. We want those cheap, kind of lower rated cards for our ultimate team. So let's go through them. Starting off with United. I'm a United fan, so this kind of hurts. I'm not going to lie. This really hurts. A lot of low rated cards here. This one stings, but let's go through and see if we can find any hidden gems. So starting off on the bottom row, no one really stands out. I mean, Diallo, if he can get one of those informs, I think his card has potential here. I do expect him to do pretty good this season, maybe get an informal too. So his card has potential. It looks okay, nothing crazy. Malassi, I think, is a bit too slow there. So I'm not really looking at anyone in the bottom row, but we move up a little bit. Hoyland, again, looks okay, but it just doesn't look great, man. These cards don't look great. I don't think anyone here is really usable. The one player I think kind of looks okay, to be honest with you, is Kobe Mainoo. If you look at Kobe Mainoo's cards, it's kind of got that 70 rated all around. It doesn't look terrible. Now, I'm not looking at his base card. It's more about if he gets an inform or you use him in the evolutions and get him as an Evo. I think this is a card that we could potentially have, especially as like a starting CDM. I feel like he won't be relatively expensive because of his rating and stuff. He does have that English United kind of connection, which may inflate his price slightly, but I think this is a card to look out for. I think his Mainoo as a starting CDM, you put a little anchor on him or something like that, he won't be too bad. He really won't, because his worst shot is like, his worst attribute is his shot, which you're not really going to be utilizing, but he doesn't look bad. He doesn't look bad at all. Then we go up to this next row, and Maguire, he's out of there, bro. 37 pace. Don't even worry about that guy. Go to the right back here. And again, it's not bad, but I do like my fullbacks with a bit more pace, so I probably would be avoiding them. Xerxes, obviously the new signing. Doesn't look too great either. Looking at these two players, though, I also think with Euro, I think very similar to Mainoo, he's kind of that one upgrade away from being a really solid card. I know he's injured right now, so he's not going to be starting the season for us, but just generally, I think these three cards I'm looking at, Garnacho, Euro, and Mainoo, and they're like one card away from being pretty usable cards at the start of the game. So especially if you guys are United fans, you like having the players in your team on the game like me. Like, I'm looking at these three cards at the start of the game and thinking, if I can get them in, maybe get an evolution for them, maybe get an Evo, I think they look okay. They really do. Garnacho, he doesn't look too bad. I think 86 pace is pretty usable. He's still quite low rated for how good he is, and I do expect him to get an inform. So there's no doubt in my mind Garnacho will get an inform this year, and I think that's something to look out for. Euro, same thing. I think for a starting centre back, I'm actually okay with that. That actually looks pretty decent for a starting centre back. For the rating as well, under 80, they'll be fairly common. I think you're looking at three decent decent players here for your starting ultimate team. Then we go up and, oh my God, Rashford's card. They've torched it, man. They've torched it. I think he's lost quite a bit of rating there. And you know what? He didn't have the best season, so it is what it is. But when I look at his card, honestly, man, I think for FIFA wise, this could be a blessing because 81 rating is quite low and his card looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you, his card looks pretty decent for that low rating. I think he's gonna be a sleeper. I still think he's gonna be worth quite a lot. Rashford always has a pretty good card in FIFA, kind of not broken, but it's always a meta card. So I think Rashford's someone to look out for. Dalot, honestly, 85 pace isn't bad. So this row's not bad. Sancho, I think, is just a bit too slow for that winger position. I think if you look at his card, he's a good dribbling, but me personally, I'm more of a pace player, and I just don't think he's going to be too good. And we go up to the top row, and De Ligt looks okay. The pace is a little bit too slow. Onana as a keeper, I mean, pretty standard stuff, nothing crazy. Casemiro is going to be unusable with that 38 pace. Martinez, I think, is out of everyone so far, Martinez is probably the most usable card for any team right now. Like, if you're looking at a Premier League team, he's going to have some decent pull. 71 pace, 85 defending, 81 physical. He's going to be pretty decent. I think Martinez will be fairly decent, but there are a lot of good Premier League centre backs, so he'll be okay, but nothing crazy. Bruno, I think his card's always pretty decent, to be fair. I thought he should have been higher rating in my opinion, but his card looks all right as well. I think Bruno is the same kind of player. I think we're just one inform away for these guys being pretty decent, but no one really stands out. The players that I would recommend maybe looking for is these three. If you can get them in an Evo, it'll be pretty decent. Rashford as well. I think Rashford will be pretty good in FIFA. And then maybe Martinez and Bruno. Not too bad there, but nothing crazy. As a United fan, pretty disappointed at that whole list. Let's move on to Liverpool, which I think have some incredible players. Unfortunately, hurts me to say, but they have some incredible players for FIFA. Let's get right into it. Bottom row, no one really stands out that I would be personally using or looking for, especially my starter squad. They all look okay. You know, they don't look terrible, but kind of same thing with United. No one really stands out. Then we go to the middle row here. And here we have a few players. I think Gomez is going to be one of those, just like last year and the year before. He's going to be an incredible centre-back. And if you can get him, he'll probably be a staple in your team. He's going to be very, very good. Then we go up here. And even on this road here, like right now, this card looks pretty decent as well. For 81 rated, he looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. 81 rated. If you can get him in your team as like a decent Premier League team, I think he'll be great early card. So you have 2 cards here, nothing else crazy. We go up to these top 2 rows, and you're looking at basically some really solid cards. Nunes being the lowest rated here, but his card looks incredible. He's actually a very good card in FIFA. 86 physical with 90 pace early on. He's going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with for defenders. Really good card. Kanate, incredible as well. Gakpo looks not bad. You could probably have a place down the wing as well, so he won't be bad, but I personally wouldn't use him. I mean, for a starting striker, I don't think he'll be bad, to be honest with you. I think everyone here will be incredible for you, especially at the starting squad, and they have some really good players there. Diaz is going to be really good on the wing. Jota, kind of same thing as Gakpo. I think very similar. One thing that Jota does have is a 5-star weak foot normally, so that's going to be a really good striker early on. Robertson, he doesn't quite have the pace. Me personally, I'm not a fan of Trent and Robertson as my fullbacks, but I think Trent will have a midfielder playstyle, and that's going to be pretty good. Trent as a midfielder in this game will be pretty good. In real life, obviously, I think he's better right back than midfield. I know there was a bit of an experiment at the Euros, but I think in FIFA, you put him in midfield, he's going to be incredible. That 90 passing in midfield, that is something quite special for him. So go through McAllister, same thing. I probably wouldn't have him in my team as an 86 rated. I don't think his stats are incredible. But yeah, that's just me personally. I feel like his rating is quite high for his stats. His stats look okay, nothing really crazy. Alisson, that guy's going to be insane. If you pack him untradeable, he's going to be a keeper for a while. Van Dijk, just like the previous years, the guy's an absolute brick. You're not getting past him. If you can somehow get this guy, I'll probably sell him just because of how expensive he'll be, and you could build a more all-rounded team. But let's say you get him untradeable. That guy's going to be a part of your defense for majority of the year. Even against like special cards, this normal Van Dijk will be an absolute unit. Then Salah, I mean, if I'm getting Salah, he might be a star of my team, not going to lie to you. Salah is an incredible card. He always has been in FIFA. I personally like him on the right wing or up front, and he's so rapid, crazy dribbling, insane shot. This guy's going to be absolutely crazy. So they have a lot of good players. I'm not going to lie. Liverpool have a lot of good players. As we go into Arsenal, same thing here. We're going to speed through it. We're going to look at any good players for our starting squad. Trossard doesn't look terrible. Not too bad there. As we go up, I think Timber as a centre-back. In terms of starting, I think we looked at Martinez earlier, and Timber has fairly similar stats and a lot lower rated. Maybe not as good as Martinez, to be fair, but I feel like for a cheap option, Timber's not bad. You go through, no one else is really crazy here. I think Gabriel Jesus, his card is going to be the most underrated here, simply because in FIFA, he's just always a really good card. Jesus is a really good card, 88 dribbling as well. I always like using Jesus, so that's someone to look out for. Havertz, not bad. I personally I'm not really a big fan of Havertz card. I don't think he'll be great. Martinelli, I think early on, you do abuse the pace on your wingers, so he might be a good card as well. But so far out of the list, I think the bottom out of these bottom 3 rows, my standout player is definitely Jesus. I think he'll be a really good card. Then we go to the top row. Even White, I wouldn't have him as a right back. I would play him as a centre back. I think centre back he'll be very good. Gabriel for me is a little bit too slow. He really is. I'm not a fan, especially for that high rated. I feel like if you're going to get an 86 rated centre back, you kind of want a little bit more. His defending's incredible, but it's going to be a little bit too slow for me. I'd rather probably play White there with that 4 extra pace and losing a little bit in the defending and physical. But especially for the rating as well, I just feel like he's going to be a bit more expensive. I don't know if he'll be worth it. Saliba, I mean, you've already just seen your Premier League partnership. If you guys are going for a Prem team, you're getting Saliba, you're getting Van Dijk in, and happy days. They are going to be unbelievable. Declan Rice for me is kind of looking like the Kobe Maino's card after a few maybe team of the week. So this is the kind of CDM that you want. Kobe Maino only 77 rated. Declan Rice is basically kind of a card I want to build from Kobe Maino, right? Like that's the kind of card I want to get after some Evos and informs and stuff. So this card's going to be incredible as well. For a CDM position, absolutely insane stuff. Now, obviously as a starter squad, these can be quite hard to get, right? Because they're quite high ratings. Out of all of the cards so far, the only one I think I could potentially see in a starter squad is like, if you can somehow get Jesus. Obviously, I think he's going to be expensive, but because he's 82 rated, obviously you're going to get packed a bit more. So there's a higher chance of getting him than someone like, Declan Rice, who I think will be quite expensive at an 87 rated card. Then we have Saka. A little bit disappointed in Saka's card. I think they kind of done him dirty here. I do think they did him a little bit dirty. I mean, for me personally, I just feel like the shot's got to be a bit higher or the pace or something. Like, he's had an incredible season. And I think, 83 shot for me is really kind of not disrespectful, but I think he's been hard done there. I do. I think he deserved an 88 rated as well. If you give an Odegaard an 89, which I think fair enough, you got to give Saka an 88 at least, man. I think Saka's had an incredible season. And I think his card will be good, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit hard done there. And in terms of FIFA-wise, I just think that pace is going to be his downfall when you're looking at the expensive cards. Like, he's going to be a good card, don't get me wrong, but when you're competing against the best of the best, you do want a little bit more pace there. 85 won't be the best to use. Odegaard, his card looks incredible. I compare him to Bruno a little bit there. Both have that 70 pace, but you look at Odegaard, he's got 89, what is it? 89 passing. Yeah, he's got 89 passing and 89 dribbling, 82 shot as well. He's kind of like an upgraded Bruno slightly, and his card will be insane. If you can get that Odegaard card in, honestly, he'll be one of the best cams for you guys. He will be incredible. And yeah, his card looks insane. Fair enough. He's absolutely had a great season. I think a well-deserved card there. So Arsenal team looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's go over to Manchester City. Let's speed through this one. The new signing, Savinho, his card looks pretty decent. He's more than likely going to have 5-star skills as well. I think if you can get him in your starter squad, he'll be a fun little winger to have, man. He really will. As well as Doku, I think he will also be a fun little winger. For me personally, when you're playing early game, the shot's not as important. It's more about the dribbling and the pace for me personally. And then you kind of cut back and get into your striker. So I think Doku and Savinho will be good cards. You go forward here. Even like this card, Nunes, doesn't look too bad, but let's go forward. Kyle Walker, absolutely incredible card. He's going to be the best right back in the game, most likely again, especially for the Premier League. He's going to be up there. 89 pace, still incredible as a fullback. I expect him to be very, very expensive. Now, Jack Grealish is an interesting one. I wouldn't personally play him as a left winger, but for a starter squad, if you can get him as a cam, because I'm sure he'll have that play style as well, that position change. If you can get him as a cam, I think this guy's going to kind of cook. I'm not going to lie. I think if you get Grealish at a cam early game, he'll kind of cook, man. That 88 dribbling, he'll be a really good asset for you. Akanji, Stones, Ake, they've got a couple of centre-backs here, and Diaz. Out of all of them, I think Akanji might end up being the best value simply for money. I think he's got the, he's got the highest pace out of all of them. He's got insane defending. He's basically got 85 defending, same as Stones. I think this card's going to be the best value out of all the centre-backs. I really do. So out of all of them, yeah, if you guys are looking for a good all-rounded centre-back, Akanji looks very, very decent. Stones looks okay, a little bit too slow for me. Diaz is a weird one. He is a little bit slow, but if you can somehow get him in like a back 3 or a back 5, I do feel like as a middle centre-back, his defending and physicality will really shine, and it'll be pretty good. So I wouldn't recommend it. Me personally, I wouldn't go for like K or Stones. I would kind of only stick to Akanji here. Even Diaz, I feel like if you're going to get a high-rated centre-back, I'm always going to look at getting, what's his face, Van Dijk or Saliba as a priority once you get the coins. So I'll probably go for Akanji here, and honestly, I'll go for more of the Liverpool centre-backs. If I'm on a budget, I'll probably go for Konate over someone like Ruben Diaz, to be honest with you. And then we go forward. Foden's card, once again, looks insane. This is probably one of the best cards we've actually seen across the board. This card looks incredible. I'll put him as a cam, man. I really would. I think as a cam, he just looks incredible. That might be one of the best cards we've seen. Like maybe even better than the Salah card. Simply as a cam spot, I don't see any weaknesses. This guy, if you have him in your team, he will be unbelievable in the cam spot. Then we go to the top pro, Edison, goalkeepers, same kind of stuff here. Actually, we didn't really talk about Gundogan. I think Cancelo's card looks okay. Gundogan as well. For an 87 rated, I don't think that's a great card, if I'm honest with you. I think it's an okay card. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a big fan. Bernardo Silva looks pretty good as well. As a centre mid, you can't really complain. Looks very, very good. I mean, this team is going to be absolutely stacked. The Rodri card, I think is, to be 91 rated, like that card is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. That card is not good for a 91 rated. Like, bro, I wouldn't want to use this guy with 66 pace. I feel like that's so hard as a CDM. I mean, he'll be okay, but when you look at a 91 rated, that's just, I don't know, that's not a kind of card I would personally use. I think that's such a high rated card. You're looking at like the best of the best, basically the highest rated in the game, and you've got 66 pace. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think that card's very usable. It'll be okay, but yeah, me personally, for that rating, for that price, it'd probably be at, I wouldn't recommend it. I'll probably stay away. De Bruyne and Haaland. De Bruyne, I think, will be good. One of my favorite cards of all time in FIFA. He always has been an incredible card, but that 67 pace, I feel like might let him down. If you can't have him as that cam, though, just kind of playing at the edge of the box, stringing those passes together. 94 passing is incredible. And he's going to have that 5-star weak foot. He's going to have 87 shot. You could get away with De Bruyne. You really can. 67 pace won't be as agile as previous years, but he'll get away with it. He'll be pretty good. He still will be really good. 90, yeah, he'll be expensive as well, though. And then we have the best card by far, not even close, Haaland. You got 88 pace, with 88 physicality, with 92 shooting. This guy's going to be unbelievable. You're not going to find a better card than Haaland early on. I think he might be better than Mbappe. I mean, they're both going to be incredible, but for me, Haaland and FIFA, like just having that kind of physicality as well as that pace, and then having a shot that's basically unstoppable. I just feel like it's very hard to beat this man. He's unbelievable in FIFA. So that's going to be it. We went through Man City, went through Liverpool, went through Arsenal and through United. YouTube, you guys know the drill. Let me know down below, what cards are you looking forward to using in your starting squad? What cards are you dreading going up against? All that good stuff. Let me know down below. I'll catch you guys for another video later on today. Peace.